Welcome back to another Cobra Tom and Venom Lily. We are going to be making a toy review of the
1985 Air Defense. And one of the reasons why I'm making this the first one that we do, and we're very sorry, last week for some reason the video, well, it didn't upload. But one of the reasons why this one is first, because this is the first toy I ever bought as a kid. And I bought it with my own money, and I loved it then, and I love it now. I actually got mine on eBay recently, but this is a cool toy. I always kind of like this one. It goes on just a normal stand. It can come off. Here's the stand. Nothing too fancy. It's got some detailing on it. It's got the G.I. Joe logo. Comes in, here's the thing that spins on the turret. Here's the little legs that go into it and turns. Here's the missiles. We'll put them on here. If I can do it right. Oh, maybe I can't. And then here's the radar that goes on top of there. And here is the 1989 Snake Eyes. Just to give you some kind of scale or comparison here. I don't know if you knew how big this was or how small it was, I suppose, or however you want to say it. And it's fairly large. And here is a missile for it. And it's this big. So it's not quite twice, but it's bigger than an average Joe. And one of the things that I really like doing is putting it with other things like the flag and some of the other things. And it can go pointing straight up, almost completely straight up, and it can depress almost, not 100%, but go way down, and it looks real good on things that you can put it on so that it can kind of be your defense for your base. And we have like other things that we use. All right. Now, what I like doing is, here's a chair from, it's got a back peg. It's kind of tough to see. Here's a chair with a back peg from actually a Tomahawk helicopter. And what I like doing is I like putting a guy in the chair that has a back peg. And then I like putting it next to it. See, it's kind of got, it doesn't really have buttons, but it's got a thing here, a box here that's got like little, very difficult to see, but little things that kind of look like buttons. And I like putting it like this, and then putting the guy next to it so he can put his hand on there so that when he's sitting there, oh, he came out of his seat. He can look like he's pressing the buttons, and he can shoot the missiles. Shh.
one thing that is not a good thing is that the missiles are very hard to get out and very breakable.
Yes, the tips on these break, so I would be careful.
And the stickers come off very easily.
Yeah, we've lost our stickers a long time ago. But I found a little trick that helps. Put a little piece of tape here, where the dumbbell kind of looking thing is. And if you put the piece of tape in there, it holds them a little tighter, and they don't come off so easy. They don't come off as quickly.
What I thought is funny is that if you can tip it up just right, it sits right in that hole.
Perfectly. And here's a modern figure. This is our Renegades Scarlet. We'll do a review of her sometime soon. One of our favorites. And she looks real good with it. I think she looks really cool with it. And we usually have her and some of the guys on the deck of the USS Flag. We put it on here. Since the flag is a little too big, I use this. This is a Rescue Heroes toy. And I like to take the Rescue Heroes base, and as you can see on top, it's kind of got a helicopter pad, and here went a thing where the guy went down. Now tip it kind of. So we took that piece out, and that's where I put this, and I think it looks really cool on the base, and you can depress it so it looks like it's shooting down at targets. I know it's supposed to be an air defense, mostly to shoot down enemy aircraft, but you can use your imagination and play with it as you want.
What I like to do is I think about this control pad is like a password, and then these are the buttons that you use. Like this is the first one, this is the second one, this does up and down. And I take her and she pushes the buttons. And she stands like right here.
Put it a little closer, then they can see what you're talking about.
Oops.
Gotta put it on the other side because it's a bit thin.
Then you can hit the pads, and there are the buttons.
Well, that is our review of the 1985 Air Defense. These are relatively cheap on like eBay and stuff. I'm sure you can maybe get them some other places. But I've always really liked this thing. It's cool. It's fairly safe with young kids. You don't have to worry too much. This had a particular interesting thing to do with it that I kind of forgot to mention before. This dish fell off. It's really easy to fall off. I mean, it's like really, really easy. But what this was supposed to be is we were supposed to buy the Cobra bunker with it. And the Cobra bunker had a missile, and it was supposed to hit it like this. And then you could pretend that there was damage, and that would make it look like it got broken. But when it's in this kind of stage, it looks very similar to an actual Navy missile. And it used to be on the deck of ships, and it would protect an aircraft carrier. But then they went to a different kind of missile that actually is the kind of missiles that you can find on the USS Flag. And they're very, they used to look like this in the 60s, but then in the 1980s, when this toy was actually released, they had the actual missiles look like that. And it's to kind of, you know, they're kind of similar. They're the same color. But instead of the fins on the top, the fins are on the bottom. 4 fins. They're a little bit longer, but not as wide. So, thank you for watching. We're going to...
Oh, I have one last thing. My dad used to think if this got hit, it would fall off. And that's actually what they're meant for. So he was pretending that that's what it did, but he didn't know. He was actually playing with it, right?
That's right. So, it's very cool. I like it. It fits on a lot of things. This is a perfect example of something that it fits on real nicely. You can aim it at kind of anything. It rotates 360 degrees. So it's a real fun toy. And we hope you like this video. We're going to try to link our Facebook page to it. And we hope that you enjoyed this. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.
Next week's video, we are going to be talking about... Yes?
Okay.
Move over. Jeez.
Okay, start it over. I'm sorry. I screwed it up. No. Push pause. Record this part and say that this is next week's.
And this is next week's video. We have all this.
It's the
See you next time, and bye.